That's what I'm talking about.
Well, that's what we like to hear, right, gentlemen?
That's right.
Yes, it
That's
is.
right. That's an enthusiastic crowd.
It is, and for good reason, because right now you are watching Chance for Life. Second chances start here live.
Yeah, right. That's right. That's right. And this is all about what Chance for Life is all about. If you don't know, when this is over, you will know for sure what Chance for Life is all about.
And you will be a believer, right, Randy?
Absolutely. In fact, I think I first came in contact with Chance for Life in maybe the last decade or so. I've met a number of the returned citizens, as well as, of course, Tom and Jessica and the team, and it's a life changer for not just for the people that are in the program, but for the people that are associated with the program. Mm-hmm. It changes your life. Yes. If it doesn't, then you got a problem.
Oh, I know. I am a different person than I was before I met them.
Absolutely.
2008 was when it started. And we're going to talk about that, but I want people to know what you are going to feel and see within this hour. I will say this. I think you will cry tears of joy. I think you will be inspired and empowered to help those around you. Anthony, what do you think?
I think the same thing, and you won't be by yourself, because I've seen it happen time and time again. The big wigs, the simple people, anybody that gets introduced to Chance for Life for the first time has a tear-jerking moment. Mm-hmm. Anybody.
Your first time. Real quick before we get to a very important message.
I just want to warn the audience, they need to be careful that they concentrate on the program, keep their eyes off of Andrea's shoes. Be careful about that.
They sparkle for Chance for Life. We want to thank Second Ebenezer Church. That's where we are live. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you. Thank you for allowing us to host this event here. Thank you, Bishop Edgar Van. You are amazing. Your church family is gracious, have been so wonderful for everything that they've done for this. So thank you. And before we get started, we would like to hear from the man himself, Bishop Van.
I don't seek to run a performative ministry. I seek to run a transformative ministry. For lives to truly be transformed, it's so important that we use the tools and the resources that are available for transformation, life transformation, true life transformation. It works. I've seen it work. I've seen it work in the lives of people that I am aware of. I've seen it change our community. I want to be a part of that. And so we have a charge to really, really be there for these people, simply because oftentimes we've got to understand they're our own. Whatever you're in, you ought to defend. Whatever reaches your heart ought to be something that you are willing to support. I support Chance for Life, and you should too, simply because it changes lives. It gives people a real chance for life.
Why we are here. To give people a real chance for life, a second chance, a third chance, a fourth chance, if need be, with people like Chance for Life by your side. And we are just ecstatic. That's right. We got to talk about our relationships, why the three of us are here. I know we talked about that a little bit. I think that people need to understand that this is a passion for us. This has become who we are in spreading the good word and the message of Chance for Life. And I think it's fitting to start with Anthony first and your connection to Chance for Life.
That's right. And before I became a believer of Chance for Life, I became a member of Chance for Life. And shortly after that, I became a core member of Chance for Life. But what helped me to buy into Chance for Life is that they were talking about the same things that I was trying to do to improve myself. And they just put everything in perspective for me, to the point that I now understand what it takes for me to make it. I understand what it takes for me to be able to stand on my own and follow what is meant to be as life is.
How did Chance for Life change on the inside for you?
On the inside, Chance for Life changed for me because it gave me an understanding of who I am. It helped me to realize that the leader inside of me was trying to get out, but I was pushing it in the wrong direction to do the wrong things. But when I found out that the leader inside of me was trying to get out and what to do with it, that's what Chance for Life did for me. It helped me to understand that I could be a valuable asset on the outside just as much as I was on the inside.
And you've been on the inside, Randy. I have too, and I want you to tell me what it did for you when you walked back to your car. What was going through your mind?
Well, the first thing that happened for me, I mean, my exposure to Chance for Life was as a legislator. I'm looking at the corrections budget, and there's a big argument a lot of times between the liberals and the conservatives about how do you reform people, how do you change, how do you make change, and there's a debate that's going on. But after I met Tom Adams, then Governor Rick Snyder introduced us, and I started learning about the story, I found out that in order to really make change, it has to go someplace deeper than just on the surface, more than just behavior. You have to change the way a person thinks, and they have to look themselves in the mirror and say, I'm responsible for where I am. Nobody else is responsible. Now somebody's going to have to help me get out of here. And then if you have the right attitude, the right believing, you do move forward. You do not only help yourself, then you start to help the people that are within the system, and that is where the Chance for Life begins.
And I saw it firsthand in 2008 when I went on the inside and met men that I now see on the outside doing tremendous things, and people that I now consider my family and friends. And it is life-changing. It is something you have to see. When you see people, the light bulb go off. When you see that they know that that person, like you said, Randy, is already in here, like you said, Anthony, is already in there. But Chance for Life teaches you how that person can come out and stay out and be a wonderful member of our society. So, you know, they're now our friends. And I would go to bat for any one of those men and women every day, and that's why we are here. So this is why this, you know, we're not triplets, but we're related.
That's right.
By Chance for Life.
By Chance for
By
Life.
Chance for Life.
That is right. That is right.
You know, people always say, what is Chance for Life, right?
Yeah.
So I think you need to hear the testimonies from a lot of believers right now.
A long time coming. I feel so blessed, so grateful for all the people that's been here for me, supporting me in this long journey. I have faith all along that this day was coming, and it's just magical. I mean, it's hard to describe in words. It is surreal. It's like a dream, you know. Just like I thought I was dreaming when I first got arrested. It felt like a dream, but it's a dream come true. That's the difference. I wasn't sure that my mom was coming here because they told me she was coming in 2 weeks, so that was a big surprise for me. I'm just gonna live life one day at a time. I got a good support system. You know, I got a beautiful family. I have Tom and Jessica who was here for me. I've been very blessed to have the type of people I have in my life. And I have a job already lined up. It's a plating company, you know, so I'll be working on landing gears, aircraft landing gears.
Without Chance for Life, do you think this would have happened?
No, man. Chance for Life been here. I've been with Chance for Life for 22 years. They've been consistent. They never let me down, and they helped me get to this point. Because my transformation came through the Chance for Life program. I will eternally be grateful for them. I love them. Seeing the potential in me that I didn't see myself at the time when I first met them. Jessica has a gift of discovering a person's gift, and she brought it out of me. She brought the leader out of me. So I've been in leadership roles for the past 15 years in the Chance for Life organization, and thanks to Jessica. For the past 28 years, I've been preparing for this. I've been doing the work. I've been living every day of my life as if I'm going home tomorrow. So that's why it wasn't such a tremendous shock. People was asking me, are you afraid? Are you nervous? I said, no, I'm calm, you know, I'm relaxed. I'm confident that I'm gonna succeed because the type of people I have around me, they're not gonna let me fail. So failure is not an option for me.
Officer Diaz told us to tell you that it's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Well, he always tells me that. And you have some good staff in here, good officers. I've been here 14 years. They treated me humanely. They always been kind to me, supportive. So that's another blessing that I had on my side. You know. And of course, I want to give glory to God because He made all this possible. I'm a man of faith. That's what kept me on track this whole 28 years, kept me focused, kept my hopes alive. And here we are.
What made Chance for Life so special?
It worked. It's a program that works. And that's what you're looking for when you're in a responsible position in an agency, is who is really going to help people. And they were. And they were in the facilities and they were getting results.
We heard so much from the prisoners of the success of the Chance for Life. We signing up for the classes. We've been, Jessica and Thomas making facilitators in the facility, and the class is powerful. I don't just want to hear you talk about it. I want to see results. Exactly. I want to see you be about it. Exactly. And they have been plowing the way.
People, they hear of what someone coming home from prison may look like, may sound like, may get into. But what they don't understand, that those individuals who are in Chance for Life and were successful in Chance for Life from prison, they have a whole new mindset. They have resources set up before they get out of prison.
They teach cognitive behavioral training so that folks can make a better decision. And so Chance for Life, they don't throw people away. We don't believe in that. Chance for Life, this is what it's about. And I have seen individuals come out through this program, and they don't recidivate. It has a success rate of roughly 94%.
You see immediately that this is not ordinary, that something extraordinary is happening here. What we see from sitting in a parole board member seat is that you see how lives are transformed. You actually see them becoming leaders. You hear from the security people there who are telling you, no, this person doesn't get in trouble. As a matter of fact, I count on them to help keep the yard down.
I can tell you that it directly affected violence, assaults, fights, conflict. So, you think about those things as a warden. It's a safer environment because of this program.
I first heard about Chance for Life when I was called and given an opportunity to interview with Mr. Tom Adams. He was looking for a lobbyist. But it's not till you meet Tom in person and hear from him the passion and the true success of the program. And then when I went with Tom into the Macomb prison and saw the results of his and Jessica Taylor's work, and how people took accountability for their life, for what they had done wrong, and the outlook they now had on life, it was truly transformational and something that I never thought I would ever witness.
As I got more involved with Chance for Life was the fact that all the wardens of the 7 prisons in which they were in were gratified by finally having a program that was positive in its nature in helping prisoners find a step to life outside of prison.
The more folks I met that had been through the program, I was amazed at their professionalism. Each one of them owned what they did. I mean, they were remorseful.
Helping them while they're in prison, but walking with them as they come out of prison so they can re-engage themselves with life.
Tom Adams and his team have gone into places that most people have never seen or maybe don't even know exist, to find people that are at not just the end of their rope, but at the end of society's rope, and then tell them there actually is a chance for life beyond these walls and beyond these bars. And that freedom doesn't start from unlocking a door or setting someone free. It starts from inside the people. And it takes time and it takes effort. But what happens is there is a transformation, a metamorphosis that occurs because people change the way they look at themselves, the way they think, and then consequently the way the world reacts to them. And that's what is life-changing about Chance for Life, is that Tom somehow had a heart for people that didn't believe that life was even attainable. I mean, those things are all part of being a contributing, returning citizen. And Chance for Life has done that in many lives. And I think it can affect not just the prison communities, but the communities beyond.
All right. Listen, I heard you talking about the confidence of the program on the inside, right? So the anticipation, you know it, I know it. The parole is a gimme. We're on our way out the door, and Chance for Life has given us all of these promises. Talk to me about how that feels, not only inside, but outside.
Well, all those years that I spent with the Chance for Life organization.
And how many was that on the inside?
I joined Chance for Life in 2003.
Okay.
I was in my mid-20s.
Yeah.
You know, I was a lost young person who was yearning to change his life. Once I started taking the Chance for Life classes, I realized that, okay, a bad decision in your life doesn't define you.
No.
There we
You
go.
know, so Chance for Life gave me hope immediately. They said, this is not the end of your life. Even though you're serving a life sentence, you can still live your life with purpose. And there's always a second chance.
That's right.
You know, so all along they gave me the hope to believe in second chance. And now that I have that second chance, just as they were faithful and loyal and there for me,
On the inside.
they've been doing the same thing with me on the outside.
So where was there was a moment, maybe not, but a moment of apprehension. You're on the outside now, and now it's time for Chance for Life to, you know, meet the words that they spoke. It's time for them to, you know, ante up. So how did you feel about that?
So one thing that I could say for sure about Tom and Jessica is that they're people of their word. You know, all them years I spent with them in there, they always kept their word. So I never doubted that that they were going to break their word when I came out here.
Right.
So from day one, they've been here for me.
Yeah.
You know, they always check on me, make sure that I'm doing well. If I need something, I could just call them.
Yes,
and they
that's
answer
so true.
right away. You know,
That's so
true.
true. Because for me, it's like it was seamless. You know, it was seamless. Other than being on the inside and now on the outside, they were the same people. The same people doing the same thing for the people that they promised that they would, and watching it come to life. You know, that was really good. So, so what are you doing now? What are you doing these days?
So lately, so Chance for Life, the skills that I learned in the program helped me bring my family together. So I spent a lot of quality time with my family. I spent a lot of time traveling this summer. I work hard. You know, I got to go to work from here.
As usual.
They instilled good work ethic in me because while I was on the inside, I was involved in the Chance for Life program so deep that from the time I got up to the time I went to bed, I was always involved doing something for the Chance for Life, whether it's mediation, whether it's teaching classes.
That's right.
You know, what they gave to me, I wanted to give that to others so they could receive the benefits that I received. So I apply those skills out here. They're transferable skills.
That's right.
These are real life skills.
They are.
So Julio, there's a Chance for Life boasts a 6% recidivism rate, and within the walls of the prisons where the program is, the incidence of violence decreases by 40 to 90%.
Correct.
Now you were in there, didn't even know if you had a chance of ever being paroled or ever getting out. But you, inside, what's it like? You've been challenged now to live a life inside the prison system. What was it like, and how did that affect the other members that were around you?
So the same hope that they instill in me, I try to pass that on to others, right? Because they always give me that hope, like, look, there will be a second chance for you. This is not the end. And the way I live my life in there from day to day inspire others to do the same thing, regardless of what sentence they had, you know, how much, you know, how difficult things were for them. I became a role model in there, you know, under the Chance for Life program. They instilled good leadership skills in me. And people learn more through observation than words.
Yes.
You know?
That's true.
And I know that for a fact.
So true.
Was it St. Francis who said, always be prepared to share the gospel and sometimes use
Correct.
words?
I'm a
It's
firm.
kind of like that,
Yes,
right?
he lives that. He lives that.
I'm a firm believer of that. Because I watched Tom. I'm very observant. I watched Tom and Jessica for many years. And it was time where they lost family members. They went through hardships. And they never missed a meeting with us.
That's right.
Yeah.
They couldn't make any kind of excuse not to come meet with us. So that let me know how how real the love is for us, you know. And that's the same kind of love and dedication I wanted to give to others, and that's how I live my life. I try to pattern myself after them.
That's beautiful.
They're my role models, they're my mentors, they're my family, and I'm very grateful and very blessed to have them.
That's good.
Can you tell us real quickly about your family?
Yeah, so I have siblings here in Michigan, 2 brothers. I have cousins, my aunt, and I have nieces and nephews. I don't have children, so I pour all my love into the young ones in my family.
There you go.
I try to be the same role model that I was on the inside to others. I try to do the same thing out here for them.
Because they're probably watching you just the same way you watch Tom and Jessica.
Correct.
Absolutely.
And you know, Randy, that role model part is easy to do because on the inside, Chance for Life, they didn't just come in and do everything. They handed the ball to us. They gave us the baton. They showed us what we needed to do, and then they stepped back and they allowed us to do it.
Yeah.
And that's what gave us the confidence that we could come out here and do the same thing.
When you see yourself in that video, when you left, when we were there and your family was there, it was one of those beautiful moments. I'm blessed to have witnessed it. You look at that video now and you look at yourself now. How do you feel?
Everything that I set out to do, I have been able to accomplish that. You know, with the help of family, with the help of Chance for Life. So far, everything has come true. You know, and just like I mentioned on the video, failure is not an option. They're not gonna let me fail.
Yeah.
That became a reality.
So you can see how he feels on his face.
Oh, I can
that
see it.
smile?
I see it all the time. I mean, like, how do you not love this smile?
Nah, I feel so blessed. I live each day to the fullest, you know. And everywhere I go, I try to spread that positive energy. I try to uplift others. And I don't hide my past, you know. I share my testimony wherever they go. Because, yeah, I made bad decisions in my life. I hurt some people, you know. I caused destruction in the community. But that's what second chances are for.
Yes, they are.
Now I have a chance to try to amend, you know, my wrongdoings of the past. And the Chance for Life organization has gave me that platform, that vehicle to do so.
Before we let you go to work, how important is it, Julio, for people to believe, share the message, share the good word and the good work of Chance for Life? And, you know, nonprofits, it's tough to keep doing the work and never giving up and always showing up. And sometimes we need dollars to help us do that. Why do you think it's so important for people to give any way they can to make sure Chance for Life can continue to do this good work?
Okay, it is very important because the reality is that those people on the inside who have been incarcerated for many years, at some point they're going to come out here to society. So why not give them the tools and, you know, the thinking skills that's necessary to be successful out here, and to stay out of trouble and to do well in society. You know, when people ask me, how you doing, Julio, I said, I love being a citizen. You know, I work, pay taxes, I'm responsible.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted to do.
Yeah.
You're not just a citizen, you're a contributing citizen.
Yes.
That's what you are. You contribute, and that's the thing. It's one thing to be a returning citizen, but a contributing, returning citizen is who we are when we are able to do what Chance for Life has showed us that is inside of us that needs to come out. That's you know, that's what's up. And it takes support to get that job done, you know. It takes the support of everybody.
And to add to that, you're not just investing in an organization or in a program. You're investing in human lives. Yes. You know, so every contribution you can make to the Chance for Life organization, just know that that's an investment in somebody's lives.
That's right.
You know,
that's good. That's
we
good.
love you, Julio.
I like that.
Thank you so much. Now you're gonna have to get to work.
Now, I know you took classes in decision making, critical thinking. You went through Toastmasters. Who taught you how to dress? I mean, you got that. Who was it? Got to be somebody with a lot of class,
It's
a lot
the
of
guy
style.
that's right there.
You got the shoes matching the whole thing. The whole thing.
So that's another thing. Before going to prison, I never wore a suit in my life. And every time I saw Tom on the inside wearing his suit and hat, I said, you know what? I'm going to be dressing like that one day. And when I came home, that's the first thing they did. You know, they took me to Hot Sam's
Yep.
and dressed me up.
That's right. Suited and booted.
Shout out to
And you
Hot
got the hat
Sam's.
too.
I got the hat over there.
That's right.
You know what? Before we continue on, because we could talk to Julio all day, all night, all day and all night. I want to reiterate what you said about people needing to work together. This is a village. There's a collective amount of people that make sure people like Anthony and Julio and Felicia, who's over there, are who they are. And so we've got organizations that do that show up and show out and support Chance for Life in ways that without them, the work couldn't be done as well and as often as it is and has been for 30 years.
Yes, right, 30 plus.
And that organization, people know, fondly refer to as D-Win.
Yes, indeed. D-Win. That's right. That's right. People know.
I always seen this version of me because it's the real version of me. It takes a lot of self-evaluation and a lot of transformation. I just want to continue to see myself evolve. I feel like I'm on a track, leg up. It's a Chance for Life program. They help individuals who's been incarcerated on drug charges. Why not give it a chance? Why not try it? It's actually the best rehabilitation program I've ever been in.
I've always been like a very intelligent person, but I never utilized my brain the way I should. I did so long locked in prison, you need different type of help. But once I came here, Chance for Life, leg up, I got a lot of knowledge from them. I'm learning how to live life, you know. I feel really, really great.
If you make the wrong choice, 10 seconds of your life could land you in prison. I came out of prison and I was thinking I'm taking a bigger step with my life. Chance for Life has changed me. The Leg Up program is a lot of different resources all in one. I was able to meet with like psychologists, employment, transportation. I appreciate it. They've been a big help in my life.
I used to be a street criminal, living a life as a hustler. Today, I am a husband, I am a father, I am a citizen, employee, working on my BA. D-Win and Chance for Life gave me the strength. The Leg Up program has showed me you have to use the education that you learn and the things that you learn to do the right thing. Thank you for supporting me.
I believe that coming to and hearing and seeing what Chance for Life does up front and personal, and watching the men speak of of how Chance for Life has transformed their life. And I mean, we were talking people who had murder convictions, whose minds were transformed because of participating in Chance for Life program. So it actually brings everything very much full circle. When you can connect money, with purpose and programming, and actually see what it does, it's extremely humbling, and it gives me insight not only into just the finances, because balancing the checkbook and making certain the budgets are allocated to and receiving invoices and paying invoices is all very process oriented. But when you are able to see upfront and personal the impact that you're making to people's lives, it honors me to be able to be in a position to be able to cut those checks and do the financing for organizations like Chance for Life.
And to those gentlemen inside, what is your message to them? I know you said it to them, but what is your message?
My message to them is that they are the head, not the tail. They are men. I don't see them as prisoners. I saw a group of wonderful, passionate men today that hopefully, if they're given the opportunity to come out here and free society, that they will make a difference and not come back and be the fathers, the husbands, the sons that they were destined to be.
All right. Well, the Detroit-Wayne County Integrated Health Network is arguably the best run organization that deals with mental health issues, maybe in the state. I know that there's a 1,200 page code of mental health. It's kind of the Bible, so to speak, of mental health. And then it goes through the PIHP system and then down to individuals. But Detroit-Wayne County has developed an integrated network like no other in the state. Arguably, it's the best run mental health organization in the state. And yet, Matthew, you're representing the organization. Why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about DWIN?
Yeah, thanks, Randy. My name is Matthew. I'm the Director of Substance Use Disorder Programs at Detroit-Wayne Integrated Health Network, and we are the safety net for providing services here in Wayne County. You know, individuals that are underinsured or uninsured, they'll never be turned away from mental health or substance abuse services. We're going to guarantee quality services, on-demand services for all populations in Wayne County.
So if you're interested in the mental health and substance abuse in Detroit and greater Wayne County, why are you interested in a program that deals largely in the prison system?
Because Chance for Life truly supports our communities, and they're in line with our mission. We want to see successful communities. We want to see families reunited. You know, we can look at these great outcomes that recidivism reduces, that instances in the jail reduces, but what really rings close to my heart is sitting in Tom's office and hearing from families that are reunified, nuclear families that are brought back together. And when we have that occur, we have less instances of substance abuse. We have less instances of mental health issues. So this is truly a prevention program for our communities.
Would you argue that when a citizen is returned back into the community and the life has been changed as significantly as Chance for Life changes these folks, when they're integrated into the community, then how does that affect the community?
Oh, positively through the economy, positively through like the last person who was here talking about creating a role model. That role model exemplifies into the community. Other people start to emulate that kind of behavior as well. So just seeing success for everyone.
So today, Chance for Life is primarily in the state prison system, right? In corrections department, so to speak. Not so much in the federal and somewhat into the jail system. What would you think if I told you that Chance for Life could also be a program that was used in the county jails?
That would be phenomenal. It would be essential. And you know, what I love about Chance for Life too, all of our programs are fantastic at Detroit-Wayne, but Chance for Life will stick with a program and stick with an individual for their entire life.
Yeah.
They're not just getting little blocks of services. They're getting a changed way of thinking. And that changed way of thinking is a lifelong change for them.
Julio talked a little bit about his experience and the 20+ years that he spent with Chance for Life inside the system. And then, of course, he was integrated or made back comfortably into the community. Jails, you don't necessarily stay for 20 years. So do you think Chance for Life will be able to have that kind of an impact in a shorter period of time in a jail system?
I think we've seen it work, and I think it could absolutely still work in a jail system.
All right, great.
I have one.
Yes, go ahead.
What next? You know, there's a lot going on with DWIN. There's a lot going on with Chance for Life. You guys are like peanut butter and jelly, you know?
Yeah.
What do you think could be the next step of doing something that could be just even more incredible than what you're already doing together?
Well, we've seen expansion already, and continuing to expand this program and look at replicating it for youth as well. Seeing the impacts that we could have in juvenile justice programs.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
So would you say that it's fair to say that we deal with people that have issues where there are walls and there are bars, but some people are walking around in prisons maybe that don't have walls and bars, and that we could apply some of the same principles from Chance for Life to folks like that?
Yeah. Those principles certainly can ring true, right? If we're seeing just a behavior change, if that's what's putting through, that behavior change could apply to many different settings.
And I guess one of the real blessings is that you got Tom and you've got Jessica, two of the cornerstones of the program, the foundation, if you will. But what they're doing is they're almost replicating themselves in a train the trainer kind of program. Nobody that goes through Chance for Life isn't now a cheerleader and also a teacher, trainer, and role model for themselves. Is that agreeable?
Oh, absolutely.
Great, great.
This is amazing. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for sticking by Chance for Life. Again, like peanut butter and jelly. You guys go well together. I mean, yum, yum, yum. And you know, you like
Nobody
that?
says it better
You like
than
that?
Andrea.
You like that?
Yeah,
You like that?
we can't get away
The
with
one
that
thing
one.
I want to, as we leave you, Matthew, I want to reiterate that you talked about families and wanting to make sure families are united and to make sure they're healthy in all sorts of ways. And there are organizations that are doing that and doing that so well. You all do that. And Chance for Life is so passionate about making sure families are whole. And I think that's a good segue to where we're going right now, to talk about what Chance for Life does when it comes to family reunification, because that's also something you share in common.
Can't wait.
Yes.
In 2017, I was introduced to Chance for Life, and Chance for Life helped me put things in perspective for myself. I was doing my last 4 years of a 20-year bid at this moment, and they helped me with the principles that they have about responsibility, communication, conflict resolution, and also critical thinking. I use those things in the midst of gaining my education, getting my master's degree in divinity and biblical counseling. Once that was done and I was released, Chance for Life gave me an opportunity that you would not believe. I became the spokesperson for Crime Stoppers of Michigan. Time that it took was from my release to 5 months later. And after that, I spent 12 years with them.
From incarceration to inspiration, Minister Anthony Jones has turned his second chance into a life of service. As a Chance for Life Corps member since 2007, he's led with faith and with purpose. But beyond every title and achievement, his greatest accomplishment is being a devoted family man, a life made possible through the Chance for Life organization.
I had no son.
So we're talking about family reunification. That's why we have you here. For everybody that doesn't know, Paris Jones is my daughter. And when I left the streets, my daughter was 6 years old. I came back to a 26-year-old woman. And when I tell you between 6 years old and 26 years old, we had some issues. We had some issues that we didn't think we were going to make it through. And I want you to talk to us about what you saw, what you think, how Chance for Life had an impact in us becoming the way we are today.
Well, my father raised me from inside a prison. I'm 40 now, and he was a part of my life. Thanks to them, he was a part of my life. They've even been in my life for 20 years.
Chance for Life?
Chance for Life.
Okay.
When I say they, Jessica, I call her Auntie Jess and Uncle Tom. They've been in my life for 20 years. I trusted them at one point more than I trusted my father because they were the catalysts that I felt was pushing
Must be why she told him.
because I didn't know him. I used to tell him when he first got released and something seemed strange, I would call them. Listen, I don't know what's going on, but I need y'all to get here now. And they would call him and get on him. And it was awkward, but my dad was present because of them. They helped me with, Tom and Jessica helped me with school books and all based off of what he did. But Chance for Life ultimately saved my father, but it saved the relationship between my father and I. Because if without Tom and Jessica, Toastmasters, all of the different programs and them actually believing in him and me being able to see him outside of something as my dad that left me, because that was the stigma.
Yeah.
You left me. You left me out in this world. I was raised by a single mother who had mental health issues, substance issues. I didn't have the supportive family until Tom and Jessica came in.
So tell me, when you see the change, when you started to see that my dad is a different person, he's somebody I can trust and count on, he is someone that deserves my love. When did that happen? When did that switch for you?
My daughter was 2, and it took the disrespectful blowout, because who are you to tell me what I should do in my life and that I'm making wrong choices and to my eyes, you were still doing it. But I had to see him for a person first. You know, you have to break through the layers and you have to unlearn things, which caused me in turn to unlearn things and start to build myself up. And his change inspired me to become now a 11-year community activist. My first nonprofit grassroots was called Community Up Project out of the city of Inkster. And I was actually recruited from a person inside of prison because of my father talking about me on the inside while I was here. And that program was to break the cycle of recidivism.
She's making it sound so simple, right? For the first 3 years, like she said, my granddaughter was 2, so that was 2014. I was released in 2011, and from 11 to 14, 15, I was like, I don't know how this is working, you know, because, you know, I would speak to her about things, talk to her about things, and she would give me that look, you know, like, you just talking. You're just talking. So she was observant for a long time while all of these things that some of this I'm just learning about right here, right now, were taking place, you know. But if I ever had to say that I have a cheerleader, it was because of the family reunification that was instilled in me and how to get that done without just stepping out of prison and jumping into my role and cracking the whip like I'm the father and that kind of thing. Because of Chance for Life, I knew better. And because of that, I allowed her to be the woman that she was. She was 26 years old. I remember the 6-year-old, and I remember putting stuff on a paper in a letter, talking on the phone, but the face-to-face, the actual one-on-one, that was a hard thing to do, you know. And I found out with some of the things that she's talking about that she has accomplished, that she was actually listening. And because she was listening, I was like, oh, this Chance for Life reunification part is, I gotta tell this to some other people, Randy, because it's working.
They let us see it. So I was a part of Toastmasters. I would do the drop-off and pickups when they would go into the prisons. Tom and Jessica became my contact for anything. So I built a community resource list off of Chance for Life that was able to go out into the entire Metro Detroit area. I was able to go to, they would have the, I don't know what the official name is, but they would do an intake.
Yeah.
So I got to see someone start from the bottom like my dad did, learn how to tie a tie, learn how to speak and carry themselves, rushing in, getting prepared for a job interview because they're still falling a little short, but they're treating them no different. Then you have my dad with opportunities where I said, I thought being a felon, you couldn't go into a prison. But he went into a prison, less than a year home. Things of that nature I was able to see. So it's mind-blowing to know that you have all of these working parts and you don't know, you might be in the grocery store and you're on side of a Chance for Life family member.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So tell me a little bit about this granddaughter.
He told me to save him some little girl for 20 years. In his first 2 years home, she's his best friend.
Is that right?
Yeah, we watch football together.
They watch
Do you
football.
really? She's how old now?
She's 11 now, but we've been watching football together for about 4 years.
Oh,
4
yeah.
years.
Oh, yeah.
His first year home, we were so set on rebuilding our family.
Yeah.
We roommated together. Oh. So I had my daughter. I would wake up in the middle of the night and she was gone. She was in the room with him.
But you know, we're talking about family and being a grandfather myself.
Yeah.
I like to think that that's one of the most important relationships you have in your life, is that with your grandparents, because somehow, you know, they're tied into your parents, but they're a role model that's different, you know. It's an unconditional kind of love. But without Chance for Life, your daughter wouldn't have the grandfather that she has today.
Nope.
So it goes far beyond the prison walls, goes far beyond even the people that are connected to the prison. It goes to other generations than what Chance for Life is doing and influencing in the community and the family.
Keyword family. I mean, when you talk about it like that, during my 20 years incarcerated, divorced from her mother, she had 2 more kids. And what Chance for Life was teaching me, I was teaching my daughter, and unbeknownst to me, she was teaching it to her sisters. And they are thankful for that now. After their mother has deceased, they have pretty much adopted me because of what she has shown them that I've shown her from what I've learned through Chance for Life.
It's just like a miracle. You know, I mean, when you think about it and you're entrenched in it like you have been, it is truly a miracle, and it makes you believe. I want you to tell people who are in the situation that you are, where their parent is incarcerated, and they want that relationship back, and they're trying to figure that out, but navigating it's tough. What would you tell them about Chance for Life, and what message do you want to give them some hope?
Chance for Life is not your typical prison program. Chance for Life is truly a second chance. The title couldn't be more perfect. And to anybody that, and I'll still say in my shoes, because it's always going to be a story. It's a part of the test. That's the testimony.
Absolutely.
And what I would say is, remember, they're people too. They're our parents. They may be our grandparents, aunts, uncles, our elders, but they also need the support from us. And we need to be able to formulate in our mind that they have to start somewhere. And letting us down is one of the biggest problems that will set them back. So sometimes you got to bite your tongue and swallow blood and be very supportive, because it pays off in the end.
Well, look at you.
And I know we don't have a lot of time, but the support that people can help us with is what gives us an opportunity not only to have hope, but to showcase the dignity that we have found, so that we can be an asset, not to the community only, but to our families, so that they can grow and not make the mistakes that we made.
Yeah, you have to speak life.
Yeah, we have to.
I love
you
that.
have to speak life.
have
You
to
are
speak
going to make it. You will not go back. You are intelligent. You can do this. And I don't care if it's something as simple as going into a grocery store. Anxiety is real. It is okay. You will be fine. You can elevate. And look at this guy.
I look at him all the time, and I am proud.
It's a beautiful thing.
Proud. So proud. And proud of you. Thank you for just sticking by your daddy.
Thank you.
Oh, God.
He stuck with me.
Oh, well, yeah. Oh, he is.
I got the whole face.
Can I say something?
Yes, you please can,
I
Randy.
got a phone call a few days ago from one of the gentlemen that got me involved in Chance for Life to begin with. He's helped to raise funds and awareness and other kinds of things. And he called to let me know he was writing a $5,000 check to contribute to Chance for Life. He wanted to stay anonymous, but he was doing that. And I told him, that's really great, but you know, you don't have to write a check anymore. There's other ways you can do it. We've got these QR codes and other kinds of things. So we're going to make it
We've
real
got this
easy
stuff
for
called
you
Apple
tonight.
Pay and
You don't have to
Venmo,
write a
Cash
check.
App.
You don't need you got Venmo, PayPal. You put your phone up, take a little picture, boom, and then you send some money in. That'll help change lives like this. Is that
Right. Thank you for mentioning that, because we're so enthralled in the story, but we also know we want this work to continue. So if it is in your heart to give, please, please, please do. I'm so glad you talked about our elders, who often are forgotten, who are in the system, and they need different types of help when they return. And we want to make sure that they have a hand to hold in a world when they come out that looks completely different. 360. You know, how do they navigate this? Well, Tom Adams and Jessica, they said, you know, we want to make sure those people are not forgotten, correct? And so they teamed up with DAAA. So CFL and DAAA, because they have such a like-minded mission of making sure no one is left behind, no matter how young or old you may be. So let's listen to a little bit of that.
I am 72 years old.
I spent 36 years incarcerated.
I did 35 years. Coming out, you need someone to help you.
It is a challenge.
You have the opportunity to find an organization like Chance for Life. They have a history of service, so it makes a natural partnership. I'm the president and CEO of the Detroit Area Agency on Aging. We are that senior solution. Life is all about second chances.
You can't do it on your own. They open those doors.
We will, at some particular point in time, get to that point where we can have the honor of being called a senior citizen. You take a look as far as our brothers and sisters that are incarcerated, what programs and services are available for individuals that are transitioning out. You realize that there's not much. We have to begin to put the pieces together as far as having a service delivery system or resources that can at least help individuals start that process.
Well, we are joined by Jonita Edwards with DAAA, And we've already had, we're friends. First of all, look at our shoes. I mean, come on, it's like destined. But we became fast friends earlier today,
Yes, we did.
talking about our love for DAAA and CFL, shortening our names, because we're like, it just makes sense.
Yes.
It just makes sense that these two organizations that have like-minded work ethics and missions are partners. Talk about the importance of this message, and especially when we talk about our young at heart people that are now reentering.
Yes, definitely. And first of all, thank you so much. I'm really excited about being here for this telethon in support of Chance for Life. And this is amazing. This is a wonderful opportunity. Chance for Life is an agency that is dedicated for providing chances and second chances just for a better quality of life. So that's amazing all in itself. And so our partnership at the Detroit Area Agency on Aging and Chance for Life share a true commitment. We have an investment in how we are improving the lives of others in our community, especially those in our vulnerable residents. And when we speak about that, we're speaking about our seniors, those individuals who we sometimes forget who are even in the system.
You know, I met a few of them who are amazing. Arthur is just a breath of fresh air. He's got so many ideas. He's in his 70s. And he has a path because of this partnership. Talk about wanting to give people more of an opportunity to be an Arthur, and why that's so important, that we hold their hands and allow them to excel in this world when they return to society.
Sure, these relationships are critical. As a benefit to partnering with Chance for Life, we provide multiple opportunities. The benefits of providing food for our seniors, access to health care, vital health services, programs that they may not have access to. And we really need to help our seniors re-engage into the community. And we've heard tonight several testimonies in how impactful this program can be, not only for the individuals, but for their families as well.
You know what, we talked about jobs, and you talked about, you know, now things are different. Like Randy talked about, you don't have to cut a check. There's a QR code, there's Apple Pay, there's Venmo. But for some of our older friends, these are some challenging ways to figure out how to navigate, you know, getting on a computer and filling out an application and not knowing how that really works. And you guys are helping them do this and making this so much easier for them to know that I can re-enter and be gainfully employed and contribute. Talk about why that's so important to happen.
And so at the Detroit Area Agency on Aging, we have a program called Senior Community Service Employment Program. And this here affords those seniors 55 and older who are returning citizens or just older to afford them those opportunities of regaining employment, to help with that transition, bringing them back into the community, and to help make them feel good about themselves. And that's really what it is. And again, partnering with Chance for Life creates that holistic approach.
That's good. That's good because, you know, me coming out, I was 52 years old. I had all of these skills that I picked up from Chance for Life, and I was still wondering, what am I going to do? The first job I had, I was sat right in front of a computer. Now, when I got incarcerated, there was no such thing as a home computer or a cell phone. So I was like, I had a job and I was in shock. But thanks to Chance for Life and the collaboration that you have with us, I think it just takes away all of that anxiety.
Yes. And what I was about to say in regards to that, and that's a very good point, a part of our partnership, that's why we need the donations to help raise funds for these programs, because it's different today than it was yesterday. Our returning citizens, it's a completely different atmosphere. We have technology. We have access to health services, food insecurity. So there are a number of things that we're facing today, the challenges that they may not have had before, and it's just a completely different environment today. And that's why all of the help and support is needed to help continue these programs to grow so that everyone can benefit.
When you see it work, how do you feel?
Yes, it's an amazing moment. Even when I heard the testimonies today, when I first went to Chance for Life to meet with Mr. Adams, I heard these stories in live person, and I mean, I just teared up. Oh, yeah. They are so impactful. And even listening to the videos and listening to Julio, it's just a movement. Again, it is not a one-time story. These stories go on, and Chance for Life stays with you. There is true meaning in their title. It's a chance, not for the moment, it's for life.
For life.
Yeah, yeah.
That's it. That's it. Awesome.
Well, that was like a mic drop moment.
Yeah, right. Go ahead, drop the mic. Boom, boom. Yeah.
Thank you so much for caring. And a big part of all this mission is people care.
Yes.
People truly care. We love one another, and we truly want the best for one another. And we're willing to do whatever that takes.
Yes.
Chance for Life is a prime example of that. And obviously with the partnership with DAAA.
Yes.
Thank you.
You are welcome. Thank you.
And you talked about collaboration.
Yes.
And you can't do this without people working together from all walks of life.
Yes.
You can't do this without people who truly believe in you, and even people that are willing to get on a bicycle and ride across the state of Michigan and tell people the story of Chance for Life. You saw a little bit of this gentleman, but you're about to see more, Mr. Tim Ward.
That's right.
I'm the rider for Trace, Michigan, riding 2,500 miles, tracing the two peninsulas over 22 days. It'll average about 120 miles a day. I'm looking forward to it. I'm telling the Chance for Life story as we go around doing it. Hi, I'm Tim Ward, president of Michigan Legislative Consultants. I first heard about Chance for Life when I was called and given an opportunity to interview with Mr. Tom Adams. He was looking for a lobbyist. But it's not till you meet Tom in person and hear from him the passion and the true success of the program. A transformational program for people who are in our state's prisons and for those who are becoming returned citizens. It changes the way they think. And then when I went with Tom into the Macomb prison and saw the results of his and Jessica Taylor's work and how people took accountability for their life, for what they had done wrong, and the outlook they now had on life, it was truly transformational and something that I never thought I would ever witness. And then when you meet returned citizens, that's really what's phenomenal, is how they talk about it and give witness to what the program has done for them. We're in the business of advocating for people. I really wanted to do this because of him and his personal commitment and what his program was about.
We don't want anybody supporting us just based on the fact that they know Jessica and I, or we don't want for political reasons or any other types of reasons. We're here to service the people and the population that God has bestowed us to deal with.
I would describe Tom Adams as the most positive and grateful person I've ever met.
What God does is that God gives his people an ear to hear, and he brings his people together. So it's not by accident that I would come in the presence of someone like Mr. Ward. It's not by accident at all.
On a ride a while ago, I thought about how can I use this to the benefit of others. So the idea came to mind immediately that the one to help is Tom and Jessica and Chance for Life. When we explain on this ride what Chance for Life is, I hope people come away with a couple things. One is that there's this amazing program. It's not a gift, it's not a handout, but it's a skill set that also holds up the bar and says you have to get over this, but it's also a hand there to help them make it. It's a great cause, and one that I know everybody in our firm takes pride in representing and telling the Chance for Life story in Michigan.
Wow. When I first heard that, I mean, I just didn't know what to say. Because when you talk about that much physical effort, because that's not a light ride, he is taxing himself. He's feeling our people as he makes that ride and makes that impact. He's been visible with this. I mean, what more can you say? This is a tremendous man of God that's carrying out the will of God.
To him you say what?
Thank you. Thank you. God bless you. And all honor and glory to God.
Here he is, Mr. Tim Ward.
Tim, how are you?
I'm doing well, thanks, Randy.
Did you ride your bike here tonight?
I did not. No, you did not. No, I try and do it in the light.
Oh, you do? Okay. We try to do everything in the light. You know, that's what Chance for Life is all about.
Yeah.
You have been involved with Chance for Life for a while, and when you came to Tom and told him about the idea, I was pretty excited to hear about it too. But why don't you tell us a little bit about the first time you met Tom, first time you were introduced to Chance for Life?
Yeah, it was in his office. I got a chance to talk to him about representing Chance for Life in Lansing, and unfortunately he chose us, and it was a very inspirational interview, the most inspirational interview I've ever had with a potential client. Yeah. And he's became fast friends along with Jessica. And decades ago I worked for a prosecutor, and so I saw the other end of the system. Yeah. And so then hearing Tom talk so passionately about Chance for Life and the impact that it's had, I thought, wow, what an opportunity, not only me, but our whole firm, because everybody at our firm loved the opportunity and continues to love the opportunity to represent Chance for Life.
Yeah, one of the things people probably don't know is that for over 30 years, most of Chance for Life's work has been self-funded. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's from either family, friends, or their own pocketbook, running their own businesses and saying, this is something that God has led us to do, we got to do it. Yeah. But moving on and growing and then seeing the great need that we have, more and more we're talking to state legislators, we're talking to federal legislators, we're talking to people that can make an impact and say, faith-based organizations that are doing the kind of work that are showing results, should the government be involved, should the government not be involved? What do you think as a lobbyist that's worked for, 30 plus years in Michigan primarily, what do you think about that?
I think they should fund it, but I love the fact that Tom is guided by God and is going to do Chance for Life regardless of what the government does.
100%.
Yeah, so I love that spirit, but they should, because they fund so many other things that are impacting society and support others in society, that to me this is one of the most important things they can do, is upskill people. Yeah. Because that's what it is, and then returning citizens, and have this multiplier effect when people are returned to society.
Without getting too political, some people would say that today there's a lot of divisiveness in one side versus the other, and we need people, organizations, things that we believe in, passions of ours to bring people together from both sides of the aisle. Do you think Chance for Life is one of the organizations that pulls people together?
It's when they understand it. Yeah, people really are in awe of it. And it's a matter of kind of getting them past the noise of politics, the noise that they are dealing with. And that's why, from the time I met Tom, he said, you got to come inside and see, the first time that I was with him, that we took a member in, it had that exact effect. And he came out and he said, I want to help get state funds for this program. He's a true believer.
And we were just there. We were there at Macomb a few weeks ago. You were with us as well. And there was one gentleman that said something to you about the ride and about what was that?
Yeah. He came up to me and he had a core member who was on the outside who told him that, hey, there's this guy who's riding around the state for Chance for Life. And so he came up and introduced himself because he wanted to meet me. And I shared with him something I hadn't shared with anybody. That, I'm used to long distance riding. I've ridden 150 miles in a day, but I had never once ridden multiple days in a row. And so I went from just a single day ride, habit to taking on riding 22 days, 2,200 miles, averaging 100 miles a day. And yeah, I thought I was a little bit crazy, but I felt like I felt like I was called to do it. And so I have a cycling coach who couldn't believe that as I went through day after day after day, my speeds were actually getting faster. Because over that kind of distance, over that many days, you should usually have some muscle fatigue and things like that. And so I attribute it to when you ride beyond yourself for another reason, that's you can't get a motivator better than that. And I was, 5 o'clock every morning. I was so excited to get up and get on my bike every single day for Tom, Jessica, and Chance for Life. It was.
And tell the story. And it was amazing. The feedback you got from people was like, what? Yep. Why didn't I know about this? This is amazing.
Yeah, everywhere I went, TV, radio, newspapers, and I was fortunate. Matt Makowski was.
Matt's in the audience.
Was able. His schedule allowed him to do about 25% of the ride with me, including the kickoff and then bring it home. But yeah, really well received everywhere across the state. Yeah, it was a great. The ride was the hook.
Yes.
To get the media to pay attention.
Yeah. It worked.
It worked.
Then that gave me the platform to tell the story. Yeah.
So we've got a lot of people that are watching that don't ride bikes. And you rode a bike, hundreds, literally hundreds, maybe even thousands. Was it
2,200 miles.
2,200 miles. 2,200 miles. So to gain awareness, and that story has been told. If you were to talk to people that don't ride bikes, what would you invite them to do to kind of spread the word about Chance for Life?
Tonight, make a contribution to Chance for Life.
So you got that in the notes that I sent you?
Yeah. Yep. Great prep. And it's I would, just when you're at your computer, Google Chance for Life, learn about it, understand what it is, and understand how it makes a difference, become more knowledgeable. And so, because you need to be open to it, because we all have biases, and like Julio said earlier, second chance, it doesn't, his mistakes earlier in life doesn't define him forever, kind of thing. So, and I think we all have to be open to understanding that. And so when you understand what Chance for Life is doing, the ROI, talking in business terms, the ROI on the dollars spent by Chance for Life, and then the return, it's just astounding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just astounding.
And I think both Julio and Anthony mentioned that this really isn't an investment in a program, it's an investment in people.
Yeah.
And people are not just the ones that have been incarcerated, but there is a branch that continues to grow out all the way to one generation, 2 generations, beyond communities like the people from DWIN and DAAA said. It really affects more than just the individual. It affects all of our community.
Yeah, and the citizens, like you said, and the community, because it's the well-being of everybody that's being affected by every contribution that's made.
Yeah.
Just think if we invested as much in people as we did in just one of these.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Exactly.
In technology,
exactly.
right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
Well, we're all
Take
on
us a
board,
long way.
and like we said, when you go in and you see it, you just instantly become a believer. You just buy in.
Yeah.
And whatever it takes, you're going to do what you can to help Chance for Life succeed.
Yeah.
As you have.
Yeah.
And thank you so much. And I'm going to say something. Clap, clap, clap. I'm going to say something that Tom says all the time as we go to our next segment. It's all about relationships. Mr. Adams says this all the time. It's all about relationships and partnerships and collaborating. And people that believe in you, people that will open the doors for you, and vice versa. Chance for Life opens the door for them as well.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And I saw this a few days ago with one particular organization, and have seen it with so many organizations, and I think you'll be able to see exactly what that means.
Hi, my name is Keith Ledbetter. I've been incredibly blessed to find a job and a career that you're truly able to help people, lift people up from their difficult circumstances. I come across those people all the time, and knowing that we have the opportunity to lift people up, give them a career path, give them purpose and hope and a future.
Tell me what you think about Chance for Life.
I am inspired by those two people and the organization as a whole, what they stand for. Giving everyone an opportunity to reconcile themselves and to have a new career path and do something that provides meaning.
When we can partner and we can select people that can come through and do this, I mean, it just fills my heart with joy because we're bridging that gap for those that need, those that can provide, and just making this world a better place all the way around.
If we can leverage the skills and abilities that they have in the program that they have, and also leverage the skills that we have here in the construction industry and provide training, that's really a perfect combination.
Well, the future I see is being able to take individuals, give them a skill, give them a trade, encompassing that along with changing how they think, so that as they start moving through this, they know appropriately how to use it. So when they come in the environment with people that are expecting only excellence out of their performance, they have the ability to do it.
Oh, that's a jewel. That's everything a guy look for in prison, especially when they get out. We transform the way that they think, so we prepare them to be productive when they come out.
We love Chance for Life, and we love the folks who are part of Chance for Life. It gives them an opportunity to thrive in a different setting. We look forward to having you here. We hope to have a really great partnership with those folks.
The key, I just want to say thank you to him for being diligent in expanding his program, the wherewithal, the connections that he has in order to uplift people's lives, irrespective of where they come from. That is an awesome man of God. And anything that we can do to help him in any way, form, or shape, we're going to be there to do it, whether it benefits us or not, because we know what the emphasis of his mission is. It's just God-centered awesome.
I love my job.
A job he never thought he'd have. In the late 90s, he and his friends were involved in a murder and sentenced to life in prison.
I blame everyone instead of just looking at myself. I decided that it needs to be a change.
Founder Tom Adams says for 25 years, Chance for Life has been changing lives in several prisons throughout the state. Chance for Life graduates like Orlando Flowers have gone on to great things.
Now I'm being transitioned into an assistant superintendent. And that is awesome. That is really awesome that this company trusts me enough to have me run $1 million jobs.
But for Walbridge, hiring returning citizens from the Chance for Life program is something they'd do again.
I think anybody who is afforded this opportunity to participate in the program knows that it's the right thing to do. And sometimes it's just that simple.
It felt right. And I'm so glad that we did. They've earned it. They've worked through the hard steps. They deserve that opportunity no different than anybody else.
Opportunity that Rodney Smith is grateful for as well, a former drug dealer sentenced to life in prison more than 30 years ago after shooting a man who tried to rob him at gunpoint. This Chance for Life graduate turned his life around as well and has worked at Walbridge for the past 4 years.
I was out here in the streets selling dope, destroying the city, playing a part in it. Now I'm here helping during the rebuilding part of the city.
Rebuilding his own life along the way, embracing the change that Chance for Life has given to so many.
Change is necessary. You have to make change. You have to be open to change. And the biggest obstacle in change is yourself. It's work, but it's worth it.
Chance for Life makes sense
to those that have been justice involved.
The local law enforcement community, the courts, as well as the state is really critical because it takes a village to really help people return to that village.
Anthony, we'll let you do the honors.
Well, all right then. So Chance for Life. We've been talking about Chance for Life. We've been talking about supporting Chance for Life. But how can we talk about all of that without bringing to you, presenting to you, the people, the couple, the power team that put this all together, that made it happen, that's brought it to life. And we're talking about Tom Adams and Jessica Taylor. They started out as skeptical in my scope. They became my friends, and now they're my family. And as I tell them all the time, you're not going to be able to get rid of me. And that's because of the great work. They do great work.
Yeah.
They do great work.
We're stuck like glue, all of us.
All of us.
Thank you.
How are you feeling? How are you feeling?
Spectacular. It's the only way to feel.
Is Jessica?
Great. Feel great. I'm just overwhelmed.
No, she's humble because, listen, this powerhouse right here will get it together, get you together, and bring out of you what you didn't realize that you had created a dormant space for. She'll help you be who you are. She's not going to do it for you. She's going to make sure you do it. That's what Chance for Life is all about, making sure you know who you are and then putting who you are in the forefront so that you can get the job done. And that's what I like about it.
Tom, there are old Bible stories where there was a handwriting on the wall telling one of the kings what to do, and then there's another one that got a whisper, the still small voice in a mountain cave someplace. You got some kind of revelation that says you are going to need to go in and help to give people a chance for life. What was that revelation like? What got you started? What was that little nudge that you got? You must have been a young man, because it was only 30 years ago. You're like a teenager or something.
I like you. well, first of all, let me say this. Giving all honor to God, who's ahead of my life. And we ended up doing this, the initial concept, not knowing what we were actually doing. I mean, a lady came to me and said, I have 87 acres of land. Give me something to do on it. And so I went back and came up with a prison-based program, talked about training people and taking them to the 87 acres of land when they left prison, and then taking them back to the city, because I was naive. I thought people only went to prison because they couldn't get a job or they had a rough time in their family, which is the furthest thing from the truth. So that was the original concept. And so I was so proud of what I was doing that I was bragging on this when Jessica Taylor came to my office to sell me some tickets. And she read it and she said, She said, you ever been to prison? I said, no. And so she said, you want to go? And I said, yeah, I want to go. And I always thought that was amazing. She had this ability to just take me right into prison.
Now, she was talking about you visiting prison.
Yeah, visiting prison.
I want to make sure everybody's got that right.
So she set that up, and I went to prison. And in prison, they organized around groups, NAACP, National Lifers, and so forth. And so when I went into the system, and I never had any fear, I always felt this camaraderie. But as I met the people as I went in, one of the first people I met was James Hill.
James is here.
Wave your hand, James. And it's a unique thing because in prison, prisoners don't have any credibility of what they do back in those days because people don't have the trust. And then we as do-gooders that go in, we have a tendency to go in and try to tell people what we're going to do for them without asking, what do you need?
Exactly.
So that's where that synergy came about. Understanding what people need and then applying what you could do. Well, that first initial piece didn't work. And it didn't work because of pretty much the lack of collaboration through the religious communities on the outside. But it gave us an opportunity to circulate through the prisons, to be able to talk to people, to interact with people, to find out what was needed, how things need to be put together to stop people from recidivizing and to help reduce negative incidents in the prison. And that's how Chance for Life came about.
That is good. That is good. And like you said, finding out what the people need. And when you find that out, then you get the ear of the people. And that's what you need too. You need to have the inmates understand and know that you're listening to them and you have something to input to say. And that's what you guys did.
But see, people don't want to hear you until they can feel you.
That's right.
If people don't understand that you really, truly care about them, that you love them, and they'll sit in a room but they won't hear anything that you say. It falls on deaf ears. Now, once they realize that, you know, this person cares about me, these people really have my interests, best interests at heart, now it opens up. Now they start to hear what you say. And then when you can relate that to what they've been through on the street, the knowledge that they've had, because street knowledge is the best knowledge in the world. But you can take that and you can then flip that and apply it to business accrements. How do you survive out here in a community? How do you build those relationships that you build in the street in order to survive? How do you build those to be successful in corporate America? Now you got to win.
See, now that's why they listen to him. You see how he put it all together, the street, the corporation, all one thing.
It makes
another
sense.
mic dropper.
It's another mic
That's
drop.
right, that's right.
Let me ask, I think, if I'm not mistaken, there's a story about a snowstorm. It might have had to do with northern Michigan or something. And Jessica, could you tell us a little bit about what happened there? Because I think also when you see what they put into and what they won't say no to get there, they show the love. They don't just
most
don't just
impressive
talk it,
thing that
right?
I saw.
Oh, tell that story, okay?
Well, after we had trained a group of guys, we had our core group. They spread them out. They broke us up and they sent them to different places. So if it was James Hill, they sent way across the bridge up in Kinross. And he was having a program up there.
So the bridge isn't the Ambassador Bridge.
Yeah,
This
no.
is the Mackinac Bridge.
This-
So
yeah,
they
that-
sent
that Mackinac.
James up to the Upper Peninsula,
Yes,
right? Okay,
yes.
all right.
Mackinac
And so it was a snowstorm, and I told Tom, I said, now, I know we faithful and all that, but we don't need to go in the snowstorm. I'm going. So he finally talked me, and he said, no, we going. I gave my word. I say, I don't know what's wrong with me, but I'm going to go. So I got in the car, we went, we drove, and then we get to the bridge. I mean, it's storming. He stops, and I said, what you stopping for? He said, I can't drive across that bridge. So now I got to crawl all over to get under the wheel, because I say, and I'm not sitting under this bridge. So I just got on there, and we drove across. But when we got there, the guys were in the gym. Everybody was in the gym. And when we got there, that was the biggest ovation. I've never seen anything like that in my life.
Because you did it. You did it.
Yeah.
And you not only did it that time, you did it another time. I don't know if it was first or second, Jackson, Michigan. The people, the employees were being told, you're going to have to work another shift because the roads are being shut down. The second shift can't come in. And we had a program that night. We had a meeting that night. And we were like, okay, it's over. They're not coming. And this booming mic comes on. Nothing's going on anywhere. Chance for Life Corps members report to the Activity Center. Tom and Jessica came through another snowstorm that they weren't allowing correctional officers to travel through to get to work. And they were there.
Yeah, like the Postal Service.
I was committed after that.
And it was good because I started using that as a training tool, and I would say to them, this is what commitment looks like, and I expect the same thing from you.
Absolutely. When you hear those success stories, Tom and Jessica, I know you hear them and you see them all the time, but when you see them again and you hear them and you hear Julio and you talk to Matt and Felicia and James, and what does it feel like when you think about the, hey, I have some acres, do something with it, to now, and seeing what this has become from true testimonies?
Can I relate that to a current situation?
Sure.
It just happened today. We had a young man that came to our office several weeks ago that was really disgruntled with what our program, as far as his initial and so forth. And I sat down and talked to him, showed him our videos, and convinced him to go back through to the program, which he went back through, and he was a very strong participant within the program. Then he came back and he said, well, I had some issues with the staff, and I got a suit, but it don't fit, and so forth. And so we talked through that, and then he came in for an interview and we talked. Well, one of the most rewarding things that you could have is that my people gave me his number today and said, he went on 2 interviews, and he called to say that he did everything you told him to do in the interview, and how much success he had.
Yeah.
So I called him. And when I called him first, he said, who is this? I said, this is Tom. He said, Tom Adams. I said, yeah. I said, from Chance for Life. Oh, Mr. Adams. But he told me about his interviews. He told me what he interviewed with. He interviewed with a panel of 4. And what he said that was so remarkable to me, he said, I may not get the job, but I aced those interviews.
Oh, that's amazing.
I felt good about those interviews. Now, you talking about something that made my heart feel light. That's what you want. You just want to be able to make an impact in a person's life. You may not always be successful in what you do, but you can't quit.
Right.
And you have to make an impact, and you have to be able to feel when you've put your best foot forward.
Yeah.
That's what this is all about.
Yeah.
And I think that explained the program in a nutshell too, because not only does Chance for Life give you the tools, they give you the platform to utilize the tools and put yourself out there so that you can see that it's not all talk. If you work the program works for you. Mm-hmm. The most profound thing that you ever told me was, don't fight the system. Learn the system and use it. Exactly. And it's been working for me. Exactly. It's been working for me. I tried to get some help from Tom one time, and he said, you know what to do. He said, call me and let me know how it turns out. I was, shaking for about a half a second, and I went in there like this other guy and aced it, because it works. It works.
Yeah.
What about Paris? You knew Paris for all the time that Anthony was in, and then Paris has this grandchild, Anthony's grandchild, and all this, and then she calls you. What's it like when you hear the story tonight about how that family is going and their relationship and all?
I tell everybody I'm just Jessica's driver.
I hear she's the one that carries the secret sauce around.
Go ahead.
Just let me sum to you. But Jessica has a gift.
Yeah.
And I just believe that God puts the right people together, even when you don't know they're the right people. Mm-hmm. This is all about God. Mm-hmm. And when Jessica and I first met, she was doing mediation for the Catholic Youth Organization. Mm-hmm. She was going out solving all these issues. And she brought that through some calamities in both of our lives that brought us together in order to do that. But this lady has a gift of relationship building. She can talk to anybody, it doesn't matter the race, the religion, the age. She has a gift to do that. So I'm gonna let Jessica tell you about that, because this lady is the secret sauce. She can get in, she can build those relationships. People love her. She's always the toughest one in the room. I don't care how big a gangster you were. Jessica's gonna be the baddest one in the room. And people's daughters, wives, and spouses love her. Jessica, tell her about that.
Well, until tonight, because going through this work, I don't really feel the impact of what's being done. Mm-hmm. But until I heard her tonight, now I know I'm interacting with Paris, and it's just something I do. Mm-hmm. But until tonight, I never realized the impact I had on her. So I really don't, and that's with anybody like Anthony, any of the people that I've trained. Until they say it, I really don't know that I've done anything.
So Julio and Anthony and others say that Tom and Andrea says, Tom says, it's all about relationships. We all know that, right? Mm-hmm. But they also say that they learn from observation. So my guess is he's been watching you build relationships. And that's where it all came to. Is that something about it? Is that there's some truth to that?
He taught me about relationships.
Okay.
Now, I build relationships automatically, but I didn't really know what it was. I wasn't doing it intentionally. I just build these relationships. But that part I learned from him. Now, he'll take my training stuff and pretend it's his, but we don't. but I learned all of the politics and all those things from him, because I just go through and do what I do, but he makes it possible, because a lot of the things we did in prison was unprecedented. Yeah. We had to do some system changing. Yes, and indeed. That credit goes to him for being able to just stick with it and barrel through. I tell him what I need, and I tell him what needs to happen, but he has to make that happen. So that's been our partnership.
He's probably a little afraid when he tells you that, isn't he? Like, this is what I need. And he's going to get that done, isn't he? Yeah. Because he already said you're tougher than the gang leaders, you know, and so I understand that.
You know, I appreciate the men, especially with the men. I work with the women later, but with the men, and our approach to them is that they allow me to be able to do those things for them. They allow me to take it and do whatever I need to do in that room. I have their permission, and they allow me to do it, and I appreciate it.
And one thing I see is how much you recognize her gifts. She recognized your gift. What I'm looking at is that one of your special sauce ingredients is that you not just build relationships, you find out what their gifts are and help those things to grow. Right?
Exactly.
And that's how lives are changed.
Every day.
And she's an expert at that.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, Chance for Life has no restrictions on who becomes a member. All races, all religions, multi-gang affiliations if you have it, cultural affiliations, all that comes together in one room. So to have somebody that can stand up in front of that room and relate to each and every one of those groups, and then turn around and relate to people on an individual level, that is a God-sent gift.
Absolutely.
That I credit that to Jessica, that he gave to Jessica. I don't want to take nothing away from her, and the fact is of that, because she can stand in that room and she can relate.
Yeah.
She can relate to people, and she can do that on the outside. She can relate to people.
Yes.
That is a gift, because people see her and put things aside and start listening to what she has to say and accepting and taking direction.
That's a good point, because I recall a moment where we had a meeting inside the prison when I was inside, and after it was over, a guy came up to me and said, "Man, what that lady thinks she could talk to me like that for?" I stayed and listened because she made sense, you know. What's her name again? So it works. It works. I mean, because you're being real with the people.
Yeah.
You're being real with, and that's what they want.
And you want to see something funny, is listen to her and James fight.
James Hill.
They fight all the time, and I keep telling them, I'd sit back and listen. I said, "Why are you doing that? You know you're not going to win." He just got to sing in about it. He likes to fight too, right? But he never wins. She always wins.
See, I know a little bit about James. I know that's how he dig for gold. He bring it out of you so he can get something out of it.
Exactly.
Well,
that's a good tool.
You know what? I'm gonna stop there with final thoughts, because I know we want to respect everybody's time and all that. Chance for Life is gold. You said it's that simple.
Yeah.
It is gold. It is magical. It does work, and I'm just thankful to be a part of it. I know we all are, for however that came to be. We're a family.
True.
And we will be forever.
That's right.
Can I just say parting words?
Yes, final thoughts, Mr. A.
I just want to say first of all, to you and Joe, you've been with us since 2008 or before, and you've been there for no money. And it's just a pleasure to be able to do the things that we've done with you, and you've been unselfish. To the staff, we have a wonderful staff. Our staff, we try to make sure we pick people well that really have a passion for this work and that's focused on this work. And to my Judge Metzers and to my Tim Wards and to all these other fine people and to our Chance for Life members and to our funders here. I mean, it's just been a joy to be able to work around it, because we're all about doing the same thing. Mm-hmm. It's all about taking care of people. Some of the things we have to tell our people sometimes is, you're doing a little bit too much over here and there. Bring your focus back around. But everybody cares about people, and that's what's important.
Well said. I just want to thank you all for being here, everyone that's here with us, everyone that's watching at home or wherever you are. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You can be a part of giving someone a second chance, and how that feels is priceless. And if you have it on your heart to donate, please do. Please share this link. Please talk about what you've heard. Please keep spreading the word about Chance for Life and get involved. It'll change your life too, right?
That's right.
Amen.
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 That's right.
Thank you.
That's it. We're done.
Good work. Good work.
And there's one more video.
Good work.
Chance for Life is transformational. Chance for Life gives you new direction.
Chance for Life is an organization of transformation and hope. The ability to take individuals who are in their darkest moments in life and to provide them a pathway where they're able to live life abundantly.
All of us know somebody that has, been in the system and for one reason or another. And so all around me, of course, there's been numbers of dear people that I've cared an awful lot about who have done time or still may be doing time. That this becomes a channel through which, I can at least say that I'm doing something, that I'm caring, that I'm standing for something rather than nothing.
Growing up, we always talked about correction being about rehabilitation, but unfortunately, there's a high level of recidivism. But the work that Chance for Life is doing is ensuring that individuals can successfully transition back to their community and be a willing participant in the type of quality of life that all persons deserve.
There is no organization that I have ever been associated with that does a better job of grabbing the heads, the hearts, and the hands of people who are in prison, getting them prepared for the kind of person they want to be, both in prison as well as outside of prison. And I think the work that they do is phenomenal, and I've been very, very pleased and privileged to be a part of supporting it.
Everybody is connected to somebody, and which means that when you go through that complete cycle, they're connected to us. They're connected to all of us.
Chance for Life, its program itself is the only program that I know of that when it went into a separate ward of the prison, reduce the crime that was in the prison. Not only does it do that, but even those individuals who come out excel and exceed far beyond anybody who have never been in Chance for Life.
I need you and you need me to survive. Nobody is disposable, nobody is dispensable. And so when we value all life, it benefits us all. And so Chance for Life does that for each and every person, that no one is discarded, recognizing the value in each and every person's life.
Numbers of people today are so busy, but we can take a time to write a check. We can take a time to send a donation.
We need your help, to continue to make sure that this amazing work is being done. And I'm a believer that you ought to sow in good ground. And Chance for Life is good ground that will produce a plentiful harvest that all of us will be able to benefit from. So do your very best in supporting this effort with Chance for Life.
All the encouragement we can give, we should give, because it takes all of that.
I'm a believer in Chance for Life because I've served on the Michigan Parole Board for 8 years. And serving on the Michigan Parole Board, I had an opportunity to review residents who were incarcerated who went through a number of programs inside. There was no program that stood out like Chance for Life as it relates to changing the way men and women think who go through their program. You need Chance for Life so that when they come out, that they're not repeating the same mistakes that they made before they went in.
I've walked away from every conversation that I've had with a Chance for Life person, seeing a sense of mission and purpose and a sincere commitment to self-development that, frankly, I wish we could replicate in every organization, not just for returning citizens.
Here's what Chance for Life is for us. It's an investment. It's an investment in the future. It's an investment in safety. It's an investment in excellence. Well, here's your opportunity to invest in Chance for Life in order to change and transform the lives of those who need it the most. Please invest in Chance for Life.